The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 11 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, offering Nissan, Kia, Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, and the resale division with locations in the greater Rochester area near you. Visit visionauto.com. Hello and welcome to the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. We are taking a look at a couple of the top soccer programs in Section 5 this week. And we start in Spencerport, where the girls won their third straight sectional title and entered the regionals with a 63-game win streak. But there's more work to be done for Jamie Schneider's crew. Here's Paul Gotham.
For the third time in as many years, the Spencerport Rangers girls soccer team claimed the New York State Far West regional title. Leading scorer Leah Wengender found the back of the net twice, and Erin Kuykendall added a marker of her own in a decisive 3-0 victory over Amherst of Section 6. The Rangers head to Cortland with their state record 64-game unbeaten streak intact. And a big part of their attack is a defense, which is as close to peerless as one can get.
You know, it starts with good individual defenders. Our players simply can really defend well individually. And they're smart about it. And, you know, tactically and technically, they're very good defenders. And then collectively, our team defending is just, it's great. They have that across the board. It starts with our forwards and goes all the way back to our goalie. They can just defend very well. And we really, you know, like you said, not give up many opportunities or many goals, but we really don't give up a lot of opportunities. Trust me, you know, we have to have a good goalie, but they're just very good defenders.
How good have the Rangers been on defense? Try wrapping your brain around this. The Rangers have more than twice as many shutouts as they have allowed goals in the past 3 seasons. Spencerport keepers have 45 clean sheets in the last 3 seasons and allowed just 21 goals.
I think that everyone is really smart individually defending, so they cover their individual battles, and then we have really good second and third defending, so the off chance when someone does get beat, we're right there to help each other out. And we have experience, so a lot of the girls have, well, 2 of the girls, me and Maddie Carr, have actually been on the team for a couple of years, so we know what it's like to play together, and the other girls learn from us and really work together to keep it locked down back there.
That experience has allowed the Spencerport defense to adjust within an individual play and give opponents a varied look on the pitch.
It's usually a 4-4-2. There's a diamond in the back, sweeper, stopper, but sometimes me being the stopper, I push up and it kind of turns into a 3-5-2. So it kind of varies in the game. The soccer's a fluid game. People move around and change, but for the most part, it's a 4-4-2.
And the defense leads to an offense which has outscored opponents 62-6 this season.
Yeah, I think that our defense leads to our offense. We have really good distribution out of the back too, so like if we get a ball, it's not just kick and run, you know, like our stopper, our sweeper, they find feet, our outside backs, they find feet, and just being able to attack from the back and kind of build up to the offense, it just makes our job a lot easier.
Having such a great defense, like it takes a lot of stress off of me and Erin, like being up top. Like I trust my teammates a lot. I know I can hang up top and know that they'll get it back to me. Like we don't need to go all the way back, but in the moments like against Mercy, me and Erin are in the box helping out. Like, but we all know where to go, and like we've played with each other for basically our whole lives, most of us this year, and like I think just the chemistry and like how technical and good our defenders are really helps.
But it's not all technique. Spencerport's defense can be best defined by its mental approach.
I think we're just super composed throughout the back. We have a lot of experience, and just like being confident in ourselves and trusting each other that we're going to make that tackle or that we're going to get that clearance off a corner or whatever it is. Just like the composure that we have and the confidence that we have in each other.
We're so smart with the ball when they get it, and we know like it's not, we have a strict thing, like we're passing the ball, we keep possession, like they're very composed with the ball. I think that just sets them apart from most teams.
The success, though, hasn't happened without some struggles. Going from playing in the field last year, I know you played goal in the past, but coming back to goal for you?
It really wasn't that hard. I knew that the team needed me in goal, so that was the best opportunity for our team and the best decision. So.
Well, she's a great leader, and she's all about this team. It's all about, us at the end of the day as a team winning, and that's Kat. And she's been, last year she played really well on the field for us, and this year her going back in goal, which she's, has been a goalkeeper most of her career. She's been great. She's a great leader back there, and she's come, as far as her performance in the goal, she's been terrific.
I think we play the same formation, so tactically we haven't really changed, but I just think when new people have to come in and adjust to those roles, they really listen to the coaches, listen to the people who have been there, ask for advice.
Last year we lost our sweeper, but we filled that role, lost our outside backs, and filled that role, and I think we're still pretty strong in the back. Nothing's changed, so just kind of being able to fill the roles and have people step up for us is really big.
A couple years back, we were young, but now a lot of our defenders are experienced, and the people that aren't experienced, they're around the players that have been there, and I just think the experience is the main thing for that. I think they're mentally, we're smarter and we're more confident.
From Spencerport High School, this is Paul Gotham with the Vision High School Sports Beat.
Coming up, Paul Gotham returns for the Dunkin Donuts High School Notebook. We've got that and more when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Bacon, egg, cheese. Only one way to make this better. Another one. Dunkin' Go-Tos. Get 2 bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches for $5. America runs on Dunkin'.
Hello everyone and welcome back once again to the Vision High School Sports Beat. It's time now for the Dunkin Donuts High School Notebook, brought to you by Dunkin Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. As always, joining us is Paul Gotham from PickandSplinters.com. Paul, always a great time of year with the sectional finals, moving on to regionals. Talk about what's on the website right now.
And we're going to have state final coverage for boys and girls soccer on the site, as well as regional coverage of football. Moving along, and we're going to be inching our way into the winter season with boys basketball and girls basketball. Kevin at Clubjet, Amherst coverage, and RIT Tigers got plenty of reasons to go and visit Pick and Splinters.
All right, Paul, let's talk a little bit about one of the top performances all time in Section 5 football history.
Well, I guess the hipsters call this video game numbers. Ray Leach, 28 carries, 344 yards, and 6 touchdowns in a 49-14 sectional final win for Batavia over Wayne. If you have that in the regular season against a team that's maybe rebuilding, you kind of dispense that as, okay, he ran up big numbers on a weaker team. In a sectional final, those sort of numbers, I think we'd be hard-pressed to find a parallel to that in our history of Section 5 football, because that was a tremendous night by Ray Leach.
Those are the kind of numbers that you get when you get like an Alabama playing some D1 AA school or something like that. But that's just an amazing performance for him.
And the funny thing about it is I'm in Buffalo covering regional boys soccer, and every time I went to my phone to give an update of the game, there seemed like there was something about Ray Leach, and I couldn't comprehend it at the time, and then I put it all together at the end of the night. It's pretty impressive.
Well, talking about soccer, let's talk about the Brighton Boys. You mentioned them earlier in the year, that this was a team that was getting healthy, peaking at the right time, and they are pretty much owning up to that, aren't they?
The old saying, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. Think about this. Their leading scorer is Sam O'Connor. He has 11 goals. 11 goals. They only have 2 kids with double-digit goals on the team. The second is Connor McQuillan with 10 goals. He hasn't scored a goal in their last 3 games. He's factored in on so many goals. And when you look at that team, you got a kid like Gabriel Barraclotan, who has been injured throughout much of the year, and all of a sudden he scores the other night. He has an assist in the game. Caio de Medeiros, he scores the winning goal in the semifinals, and then he scores the golden goal in the finals. He doesn't score in the regional game. They're a team that is so well balanced. A kid like Matt Oakes, who plays in the midfield with Sam O'Connor, they balance everything out. They control a lot. When they go to Middletown this weekend, I'd be hard-pressed. I'll be surprised if Brighton doesn't come out a champion this weekend.
And that's a dangerous team in the playoffs, because you just can't shut down 1 or 2 guys. You've got somebody contributing from all over the place.
They don't have a weakness on the field. They don't have one player that you can look at as an opposing coach and say, let's attack him. They don't have that, and that's when you get to the state level, that's very important.
All right, great time of year. As always, Paul, thanks for joining us. We'll be back with more of the Vision High School Sports Beat right after this. Coming up next, the Making the Grade nominee with Kim. And later on, the Hilton Boys are Section 5 champs. We've got their story when the Vision High School Sports Beat returns.
Welcome back and thanks for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson.
Making the grade this week is Geneva junior Ryan Fishback. Ryan is a two-sport varsity athlete at Geneva and last year earned recognition statewide for his impressive resume on the tennis court. Ryan is a Section 5 Class B champion with his only loss last spring being to the #1 overall seed in the state final. When it comes to his schoolwork, Ryan's hard work carries over. He maintains a 99 average while participating in band, Rotary Club, and the math team. This week, Geneva's Ryan Fishback is making the grade.
If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. You can send them in to info@classywolf.com. Now here's Dave with the McArdles Section 5 Spotlight.
Well, thanks, Kim. Here are some of the athletes, teams, and coaches making news in this week's Section 5 Spotlight, brought to you by McArdles in Fairport. Come home to McArdles. Well, congrats to Pittsford men in field hockey. The Section 5 champs are heading to the state Final Four for the second year in a row, after beating Section 6 champ Pioneer 3-0 in the regionals. More from Pittsford, where the Panthers are just about unstoppable in the pool, as the girls won their 17th straight Section 5 title, and for Coach Marty Keating, his 27th title as coach. And speaking of dominating programs, the girls at Rush Henrietta are your Class A Section 5 cross-country champs. And finally, former Hilton cadet Kylie Stedmiller took first place for Murray State at their home equestrian event. And now a look at the varsity media top football plays of the Section 5 season. And we will start at number 5, back in week number 4. Wayne taking on Geneva, and Wayne's Grayson Zanelovich looking for Logan Blankenberg. Look at Blankenberg fighting his way into the end zone. Wayne wins at 48-31. Zanelovich with 5 touchdowns on the afternoon. All the way back in week number 1 for play number 4. Rushawn Baker of Victor taking on Pittsford at St. John Fisher, and talk about starting your season off with a bang. How about a 90-yard scoring run? 16-0 the final. Victor got the win in that one. From week number 3, we get play number 3, and it's Jaden Turner from West Irondequoit. Takes a little swing pass out in the flat from Freddie June, and watch Turner do the rest. Makes one man miss, then another, little shake, a little bake, gets to the sideline, and look who's there leading away from him. The man that threw the pass, Freddie June. Jaden Turner takes it into the end zone, 43-21. From week number 7, Freddie June, the guy we just saw throwing the block, how about doing it himself? The Eagles taking on Brockport. He missed the week before, but he comes back and does not miss a beat here. Going against the grain, cutting to the near sideline, getting a key block right there, and he is gone. The Eagles took that one 42-7 over Brockport. And how about this for our play of the year? Number 1, it comes from week number 6. Freddie Brock takes the punt at the 46-yard line. He's going to make the first man miss, make a few more miss, cuts back against the grain once again, dodges another would-be tackler right there, and gets to the sideline. And look at the man leading the way here. It's the guy who's usually doing the scoring, Seven McGee for the East High, but instead he's throwing the block, and that's the touchdown. 32-6, East got the win in that one. Coming up next, the Hilton Cadets bounce back from a disappointing end to their Section 5 run last year. We'll have their story coming up next on the Vision High School Sports Beat.
Came now to Eichel. He floated one.
Welcome back, and thanks once again for joining us on the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. This segment of Vision High School Sports Beat brought to you by the Injury Free Coalition and our friends at Leo's Bakery and Deli. Please remember to always wear your seatbelt in the front and back seats and to focus only on driving when behind the wheel of a car. This message courtesy of the Injury-Free Coalition for Kids Smart Teen Driving Program and our friends at Leo's Bakery and Deli. The Hilton Boys soccer team lost the Class AA championship last year to McQuaid, and the team could have dwelled on that loss this season, but the Cadets weren't built that way, and this season they were not going to be denied the brick. How do you handle adversity? What do you do when the one thing you've been working for and dreaming of is within your reach and suddenly taken away? For the Hilton Boys soccer team, that was the case last year when they came so close to beating eventual state champion McQuaid in the sectional finals. What they did was take bitter taste of that disappointment and use it to propel them this season back to the title game. Only this time the result was much sweeter, getting past Rush Henrietta for their second title in the last 3 years. Ironically, it was a member of last year's champion who might have really lit the fire.
When losing some of our great seniors like David Sturpey, Evan Perney, I mean, we had to play huge this year, and it just hurt a lot. And all I remember is Tommy Galena came up to me, the goalie from McQuaid, and he said, "You guys are the team to beat next year," and that was my motivation this whole year.
The whole year we prepared for it, and we knew that it was going to pretty much be us and McQuaid because they were undefeated, and we were going in thinking, you know, we're going as underdogs, we got this, we can take it to them, and unfortunately that's what happened. But coming into this year, I mean, after the game, Tommy came up to us and our whole team, he said, this is going to be you guys next year, and we're like, you know what, yeah, we're going to take this and we're going to give it that's going to be our fuel. And next year we came out and we won a sectional title. So
for the coach, he didn't really care what got them going. He was just happy to see the good that came out of last year's bad ending.
The fun thing about his team is they took last year's loss and they really internalized it. And it's funny, I would have thought that we'd have to talk a little bit more about that as we've gone through the season, but we really haven't had to. The boys bring up little moments from even just the sectional final last year where we felt like we didn't play our best, and they've taken those moments and have really applied it this year as ways to kind of reinforce our system, ways to have a little bit more, even just outside of soccer, just a little bit more mental grit and a little bit more competitive nature.
The whole time we were going through sectionals, the whole time we were like, we don't want to be like last year, like we don't want to do that again, and that just kept pushing us harder and harder, and coach didn't want that again, so that helped us, and that pushed us even harder than we were going to push ourselves.
Pushing themselves was something they were forced to do on a regular basis. Losing such a close game made them realize they needed practice to be more like the real thing.
It speaks a lot to their resilience. For me personally, looking at them and watching how they've grown, I've been here for 4 seasons now, so many of these guys were freshmen when we first started with this group, and just seeing kind of the little boyish behaviors kind of transition out of their game, and now we've got young men that are leaders, they're enforcers of the way we play. We've got a great group of guys that aren't afraid to turn to each other and say, hey, we know what we're about, we know our persona, we know our style, let's play the way we should play.
That's exactly what we were working on the whole time. Every practice we came to, it became more competitive and more hard to each other. So when we did come down to those parts in the game, we came out and we pulled through, and it's been working for us. Because most of these games, it's not like we're winning by a lot, like a big proportion. It's been close games, and the reason that we pulled them out in the end is because of practice and how hard we work.
It helps that this team has been so close for so long. Friends who get along off the field as well as they play on it.
The chemistry that we all have together, we are all brothers on this team. We've all been friends since 2nd, 3rd grade. We've all been playing with each other forever since Cobras, DMS, all those teams. We've just been a bond together forever, and we just click like that.
This team is very special. I mean, last year we had a special team. We lost a few seniors, and it was just great coming out here and winning the sectional title after we lost last year. And this team has been just a brotherhood, and we always have each other's backs and stuff, positivity in games. It's just been a great run overall.
The bonds that have been formed aren't limited to the varsity team. When you're a cadet soccer player, you are part of the program, regardless of what level you are at.
But it's just so easy for me, I dare I say it, I don't want to take the praise, when I've got guys that as coaches have all bought into our system and everyone's on the same page. Everybody wants to bounce ideas off each other. We have a conversation that's ongoing throughout the whole season. We're meeting, we're having dinner together, and it's just transcends from the coaches down to the players. So when I see the guys in the hallway and our varsity guys aren't walking around like they own the place and they're high-fiving Mod A guys, freshman players, those freshman players see that, they feel good about themselves, they see them at their game, they feel like there's an investment in their development.
Hilton's season might have come to an end in the Far West Regional, but for the seniors on this squad, it was a run to remember.
It just feels amazing, honestly. Like, this is like the only way I would love to go out. The sectional title, maybe a state title. It's been a good 4 years, really. A lot of memories, like some of the best years of my life. Just fun times.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, especially the 11 dealerships in the Vision Automotive Group, for making the Sports Beat possible. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week with the Vision High School Sports Beat.